Hello, hello. I hope this one is working correctly now. Let me see if I can find it here. Problem is I got to use two different devices to be able to do this because there's such a lag in the YouTube side of things. There we go. Yeah, it's showing me as live now. We're good. All right. Yay. What are we going to do today? We're going to have some fun. That's what we're going to do. Hello and hello, hello. If you don't know, my name is Kelly, and what you're seeing on the screen right now is a web app called Leonardo.ai. You can go out to Leonardo.ai and sign up for it if you have not yet. This is, like I said, a web app. You sign up, it is absolutely free. There is a paid option. The free is, I don't even remember anymore. I think it's 150 tokens a day, something like that. And then the first tier of paid is, I believe, $10 a month. You pay by the year, $120 a year, $10 a month, and you get 8,500 tokens per month. And everything that you do through the web app costs a certain amount of tokens. So right now, just to create a simple image in Leonardo Diffusion with Alchemy running. Now Alchemy is something we're going to play with today because I have yet to do much with it. I've just been letting Leonardo do its thing just by the prompts that I give it. Now it's going to be a little different because this is going to fine tune the prompts a little more. But it costs a lot of tokens. This is going to cost 8 tokens versus 1 token. And I think that's why I started doing this the way that I did, is because when I first started it, I was only doing the 150 tokens a day free option. So you kind of have to be a miser when that happens, right? So I would just have that off. I'd input this. It only costs 1 token. Leonardo Diffusion will cost more tokens if you leave it at the 1024 by 1024. It costs 2 tokens. If you drop it to 1024 768, it only costs 1 token. So I've always done it that way. Sometimes I forget that it automatically defaults to 1024 by 1024 square, and it sometimes it costs me 2 tokens. Now I don't really care as much because this is my second month as a paid subscriber at 8,500 tokens a month, and you can see right now. I mean, we're 17th. Just over the middle of the month, and I'm nowhere near the halfway mark on my token usage. So, with that said, it's nice to have these little live streams on the Saturdays because I can waste a bunch of tokens that way. I have put in a request for the developers to add an option for users like myself to be able to gift tokens. It would be nice for members, subscribers on my YouTube, or just people out on the Discord for Leonardo. Sometimes a lot of these guys are, they're really into it and they use a lot of their tokens up, and then they go into the hole. And it'd be nice to be able to say, you know what, instead of losing these 1,000, 1,500 tokens for the month because they don't roll over, I'll just gift them to somebody who can use them to pay for their excess that they've used. So they think it's a fair idea. Whether or not it gets implemented soon, I don't know. But anyway, so today we're going to try and mess with this. It is in beta version, Alchemy here. We'll go through the little tools here, or the little pop-up to let you know what it is. So introducing Leonardo Alchemy. This is the early beta access for paid subscriber like myself. What this is a brand new bespoke 2D image pipeline which will bring incredible high fidelity image generation and coherence to all existing platform models. Right now, it works with SD 2.1, but it is a little bit, some of the things won't work. But it's pretty much compatible with all the platform models that are available. Now, when I say platform model in SD 2.1, SD 2.1 is a platform model. Now, the platform models are these here, your fine-tuned models, okay? if we go into to select your custom, now community models are ones that are generated by users like myself. I can go out and create my own model. The community models can be anything, right? You can have anime. What happened there? Let me go back to that again. You can have anime. You can have, all kinds of stuff. There's beautiful women with brown eyes. I don't know why that image is there for that, but little superhero characters, and just on and on and on. The platform models are the more mainstream developer created platforms that are available. RPG, chest armors, battle axes, on and on and on. Most of this is for game creation. But there are other models, like here we have cute characters, isometric fantasies. There are other models like Leonardo's signature, which will get a lot more creative and detailed. I prefer diffusion because I love the contrast, the high contrast, and the incredible shading that, as they say, it is. So all of these are your platform models, and your dream shapers, the Leonardo models, because there's a few of them: Leonardo Diffusion, Leonardo Creative, Leonardo Select. There's Creative, and there's also another one down here. And Signature. Then RPG. I mean, there's just on and on and on. You can use any of these models, and they're all going to give you something different, right? Deliberate's a fun one to use. I haven't really used RPG 4.0 much, but I hear that it will do really well in image generation. So let's get back to the thing here. So yeah, it goes through, and what this does is you can toggle between your resolution increase. It will increase all resolution, and it will improve all contrast, and give you the option of being able to adjust your contrasts. Also adds more detail. But the more detail you put into it, of course, the busier and busier and busier the image will get. Let's see. Yeah, we got all that. It will default to general when you turn it on, but there are a whole bunch of specific presets in the drop-down that I'll show you right here. So if we go in and we select, I guess I have to select that first, don't I? Wait a minute. Turn that on. There we go. So right now, if we had that off, all we have set are Leonardo style and then none, right? We're just going to get a standard image model without without any of the Leonardo training behind it. If we turn this on, it adds a whole slew of selections down here, right? Anime characters, creative, dynamic, environmental, or just an environment, general, which is usually general is what you would use. Illustration, photography, ray traced, which would give you more of a 3D model texture and character. 3D render, sketch, black and white, or sketch color. Or again, you can just drop it to none. General is kind of where I stick, I guess, because I want a whole atmosphere of everything. So let's just figure something out. Last time I did a 747, and it was creating all kinds of weird stuff. As you can see, I started having to throw negative prompts in. Abnormal wings. I don't want any abnormal wings. It would throw out one wing, and that one wing would be 6 different wings stacked on top of each other to make it elongated, almost like a telescopic wing, and it just didn't look correct. Good morning, Ismail. How are you? Fire. It for whatever reason it added fire to the plane, like it was going down, and a whole bunch of extra wheels and extra engine in the back. So I had to do all of that in order to get a plane that looked somewhat okay. So let's figure something else out. Let's do I don't know. I always draw a blank when it comes to this part. What do we start with? Oh, do you have an idea, Ismail? I'll give it a second because there's a little bit of a lag here. I hope you're doing well. No class this morning or today, this evening, wherever you're at. Yeah, such a lag. I don't know how. I don't even know what the the time difference is in lag. How about antelope? Just see what we get. Now see, this runs at 768, 512. And that's its kind of a strange looking antelope, but it's an antelope. Yes, Ismail, I prefer diffusion. That's the one that I usually use on all of the Books to AI Images videos. I do have one this coming up week that I decided to use something different. The issue that I have with it is that it generates it in a different different resolution. So when I add it to the to my video creator, it's too elongated, so it doesn't fit the same mold that I have in all of my other ones. But you know, it is what it is. I just move it off to one side and kind of alternate the sides and run the texts on the side versus on the bottom. But it works out okay. So this one seems to have that extra little horn or whatever there coming out. But it seems pretty modeled on what we asked for. It's a little more fine-tuned, I think. Something else that I saw somebody talking about was the different types of upscales that you can do. Apparently creative upscale, which is one of the ones that I use, well, that's pretty much the one I use, is pretty brutal in its upscale. It does a lot of change. But there are other upscales here that you can use. A crisp, a smooth, the creative. You can take it in and edit it in Canvas, which I haven't done much of yet. My understanding is this is basically the same thing as what I've shown you in Photoshop. You take the section that you want and you add that little section somehow. Draw a mask over it would be my guess, like that, and then just say remove. I'm guessing that's how it works. That's pretty much how it is in Photoshop, except you don't have to draw. Well, you do still have to draw the mask, but they do it in, yeah, there it goes. But they do it in the yeah, it looks a lot better, and it gives you 4 options there too, just like Photoshop does. You can see the difference there. Kind of molds it in a little more, but it's adding all this up here for whatever reason. Yeah, but you can see what it is. It's pretty cool. So that's basically the same thing as what the Photoshop generative fill does. So we'll get out of that. But my understanding is, so when we get into the AI, into this alchemy section, there's so much you can do in it. There's all of these extra prompts you can add, right? So my understanding is between 13 and 15 is about where you need to be for it to come out okay. Anything less or more is going to give you less adherence to the prompt. Right now, I mean, all we have is antelope, right? So there's not much prompt. It's pretty easy. Antelope in 8K, cinematic lighting, ultra detailed and ultra realistic. But we've got the resonance down all the way. Contrast boost is all the way up. Well, down quite a ways. Now see, it's a lot muddier. I mean, you can't tell, and I don't understand what's going on with the gold horns there. But let's get rid of that one. You can see how it really does alter. Let's bump it all the way up and see how much more detailed it gets. So yeah, I noticed Leo diffusion is similar to a model I use in stable diffusion. I have to use a third-party program to do the upscaling. I'm limited. Actually, there's a third-party program. If you don't know about it, it's actually fantastic. It upscales, but it doesn't change your image at all. And I've had to use that on a few times, because a lot of times Leonardo, when you do the creative upscale or any of the upscales, will actually change the image from what it is rather than just upscaling it. And I don't like that a lot of times. I'm trying to go for images that Leonardo pops in and says, you know, here's an extra nose. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for, because that's just showing that Leonardo's trying to learn, right? There's this one here. This is dgb.lol. This is just an independent run. It's a single guy who does this. Let me pop it up in another screen here. So what this does is exactly the same thing as what Leo does. Just it doesn't do it through the sorry, go up here. It doesn't do it. It only upscales it. It doesn't change it. This will also take away, if you use Midjourney or have messed with Midjourney any, and I have a few times. Midjourney likes to add images in like a comic book format or setting, right, where you get one image made up of 3 or 4 images, and this will cut it all in between, you know, cut it all up and make it each image its own image. You can also do the background remover, which Leonardo has built in, Photoshop has built in, but the image upscaler works really well. The only problem with it is it just takes forever for it to do. Once you upload your image, it shows you here where you're at, where the image is at. It'll show you how many numbers of images you have in queue, how many are working, how many are finished, and how many failed. And then this will list it all out. And they delete the files. He deletes the files after every 24 hours. This is a great little tool if you want to use something that just upscales but doesn't change the image at all. Fantastic one. dgb.lol. Prepare to wait for a little while, though, for your image to be upscaled. It does take upwards of 15-20 minutes in some of them. Really, the peak days and peak hours are the worst ones. That's a lot of horn there, too. But at least we only have 4 legs. That's a plus. Unless that's an extra leg back there. It kind of looks like it is. Doesn't it? I'm trying to think of something fun that we can do. Oh, and that DGB LOL completely free, doesn't cost a thing. He says it will always be free. He's never going to charge. The only thing he may end up doing is adding a Google Ads banner somewhere on it. So that's fine. And like I said, you're just going to end up hitting generate or upload, and then you're going to walk away from it anyway or go to a different tab. So let's come up with someone. You said a giant raven. Let's do a giant raven. Moonlight. And this is with alchemy on, resonance fully up, well, up really high. Kind of a cool little eye. I don't like the beak though. And see, let's look at the difference between. So that's with this, you know, supposed to be a much more impressive image pipeline, right? A creation pipeline. With this turned off, let's see what kind of image we'll get with the same exact thing. We'll put it on Leonardo style, and we'll also do another one for none. Now you can see obviously already that it's a bigger image resolution. Either one of those would be perfectly fine to use. Fantastic. I mean, there might be one extra claw there. Yeah, there's another extra claw. But again, all that, you know, you could easily Photoshop that out. Still looks good. But the resolution on this obviously is much higher. You can tell just by the image selection here. We're at 768.5. What? That makes no sense. Let's just see what happens if we upscale this. This is going to cost 5 tokens to upscale. It would be 5 no matter which one we do. Should we try them all and see what the difference is? See, the images are dark. Is it the prompt? I told it moonlight, so that's probably why. Let's upscale it with this one and see what happens. And you'll see it change. There it goes. Boom. Now see, it smoothed it out way too much, right, on that one. Let's go back to the original. And let's alchemy smooth. It's still working. Or maybe that was it. That's the original. Creative. Original. Alchemy. It changed it a bit. Go back to the original and we'll do the crisp. Yeah, smudge tool works great. Oh yeah, look at that. That crisped it up quite a bit. Look at the texture that you get in those feathers. That's incredible. I still don't like that beak, but the rest of it looks great. And you can really see the difference between the original crisp. Oh, I guess it's more background, huh? Than I guess it formed up a little bit in the eye there. So yeah, just doing those 3 was 15 tokens. So you can see how at 150 tokens a day free, that would be eaten up pretty quickly. Check these ones out. I enjoy how it creates the moons. It always cracks me up. All right, let's see what just a crisp upscale will do on this one. See if we can get any more texture in those wings and them feathers. No, not at all. It actually kind of blurred everything a bit more, didn't it? Huh. At least the beak looks better on this one. We'll do the smooths and see what the smooth does. And try getting a Sith in the picture. I tried generate one in stable diffusion. It seems have a hard time coming up with one. Huh. Let's see. Have you tried doing it with maybe the Grim Reaper or something like that? Or do you just want the Sith? Let's see. Grim Reaper carrying his Sith. Let's see what we get. Yeah, that's not really a Sith, is it? I mean, it's Sith-like here. Try a different one. We'll try it with Leo style. more sword-like. It's a weird face, too. Okay, let's see what alchemy does. If alchemy changes anything, we'll turn that back down to about 14. Let's see if alchemy changes anything. I don't know that changing the lighting would really affect the image of what it's trying to portray. That's better, but it's still not right. Let's see if we do it in ray trace or 3D render or sketch black and white. See if any of those do anything. No idea what's going on there. Oh man. Or there. Yeah, they're just, it's difficult, huh? A harvesting theme. Yeah, not there either. I mean, that's probably the closest thing we've seen, but it's still more sword-like than anything. Huh. I wonder if we did it in RPG, where it would be more familiar with that kind of thing. So training resolution 648/32. So you kind of got to stick with that. That's where it likes to sit. 640. What did it say it was? 640. We'll just keep it at about that. What happened there? All right, we'll just keep it around there. We don't want sketch. Let's turn alchemy off. Just do RPG. Grim Reaper carrying a scythe, Sith. Yeah, I know. And Leo especially. There's, yeah, I mean, I don't know what this is going to. Just, I don't understand. There are certain words I've run into where I've just, you know, as I do, I take words from a book and I put it in, right? Sometimes I just copy completely out of the book, the full text, and put it in as a prompt. And Leo will come back as saying there are words that are against the guideline, but there aren't any. Every word that's in there is perfectly fine. I was talking to a developer about that, and they said that sometimes it's not about the word itself, but about using 2 or 3 words together. And when that happens, Leo kind of freaks out and thinks that you're going on a tangent that it doesn't like you to go on, so it hits the guideline. I wish that there were, I mean, there was one that I saw, somebody was trying to create an anime character on the Discord server for Leonardo, and this particular person was trying to make this anime character with larger upper anatomy. Let's put it that way. And no matter what that person would type in, it wouldn't take anything. It wouldn't accept it. One of the developers said to try Buxom, Buxom, and as soon as they did that, everything was exactly what they were looking for. So it's just a matter of finding those correct terms, the terminology that the AI likes, that the AI understands, and being able to blend that into whatever your prompt is. It's nice to be able to have those people to talk to, the actual developers, saying, hey, you know, what can we use and what can't we use? So what we were doing RPG. We tried to do Scythe. Let's just do Scythe and see what comes up, because I know that Leonardo is meant a lot for game creation, game development, to be able to do RPG games and models quickly. That isn't it. I don't know what is going on here? But it does look very RPG-like, doesn't it, in the model? See, that makes sense. I've had the same thing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just, yeah. Yeah, just make it what you want it. And sometimes you gotta change things up. And really define what it is that you're looking for. My understanding is that alchemy is supposed to make that better, but again, I'm so cheap. I can't see using 8 tokens just to get a better prompt. When what it is that I do, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the crazy images like this, because when we come back and we do these in, however long it's going to take, I don't even know. I'm guessing in a couple of months, and we start redoing the existing videos that I already have for the books that are out there using those same prompts. I'm hoping that things have changed and have progressed by then, that it's a simpler tool to use for any layman, that anybody could walk up never knowing what to do or how to use the tool and just type in big old jet airliner without using any kind of mods, including a negative prompt. So big old jet airliner in a stormy sky, right? With lots of lightning. So I'd want to be able to come up, type that in there, hit generate, and get exactly the image that I want to see. When it gets to that point, then to me it's a real viable tool. I mean, look, where's the plane? It's here, but it's not. Now, granted, this is in a different. This is meant for RPGs and not for flying, but so we'll go in here and we'll change that down to 768, get it 1 token a piece, and we'll try it again. On a silver table and a Misty Mountain background, yeah, sometimes it just doesn't like it. Now see, that's okay, it's decent, but what's going on here? I mean, the whole bottom of the plane looks like it's morphing into something. That wing is kind of all messed up, and this kind of stuff you can't fix. Like, I mean, you got pieces of wing falling off here. You can't fix that. I mean, this image is it's just a waste. You have to. The only thing you can do is delete it. I think it would be too much. I mean, we can try. Let's try and see what happens. Let's do a creative upscale and see if it changes it, if it fixes it on its own, which I don't believe it will. So yeah, again, it just smoothed it out, right? It didn't really fix anything. We got all these chunks of stuff coming off. So let's see if we can move it into there. Edit it in Canvas. Boy, it's big. I'll drop that down. See, I mean, I don't even know if you can spread this out any. I can move it, but I can't adjust the size of the box. That's all right. We'll move the box out of the way because I'm going to do it with a mask anyway. And I guess we start from back here. And just do that, I suppose. And then turn that up and fill it in. I mean, does this make sense? Is this how we're supposed to do it? Moving on up. Let's see if it fixes it. I don't know if it's going to or not. I'm just going to tell it fix. I don't know if that's a viable. Yeah, see, it's up there for yeah, so I can't make that any larger, right? The box. And now I can't even there we go. So I guess I have to do it erase, upload, download, undo. Yeah, I just have to do it section by section, I suppose. I was hoping that just drawing the mask in would fix the mask. Yeah, see, fix. Yeah, that's not working at all. Okay, we'll get out of this one. We'll take it and see what we can do in Photoshop. Desktop, plane. All right, now can we fix it here? So if we take our mask tool, zoom in a smidgen so I can see what's going on here, and we're going to go from here and just kind of wrap around. Ooh, we want that, all that stuff fixed. All of this has to be I'm just going to let. Yeah, it was unlocked, but you couldn't move the box around to make it any larger or smaller. Just gonna let Photoshop figure it out and see if it can. And there are some things still that's wrong. I mean, look at the bottom of that jet engine there, just messed up looking. This didn't. It fixed it a little bit, but not enough to, you see what I mean? So there's really nothing you could do with it. That wing just looks like it's going to fall off at any moment. So this, this is just one of those images that no matter what, there's just nothing you can do unless you completely redraw. What was I doing there? Completely redraw it. So yeah, at that point, it's just, okay, that I can't do that. This image is not usable, and delete it and move on. No, I do not use a tablet. I'm using the PC. I never did get into the tablet thing. I suppose they make more sense though. They're a little more portable than a PC. So you said you were using a scythe on a silver table with a misty mountain background. So let's try it with an actual RPG modeling tool, okay? Metal scythe blade with a wooden handle on a metallic silver table. And I know there are a bunch of custom models out there for 3D weapons and things. Actually, I think there was one in a platform model, wasn't there? Yeah, battle axes. So I bet by using this, you'd be able to create the site that you're talking about. So let's generate with that model and see what happens. See, sometimes they have there'll be a little descriptive that you have to use for it to tie in. This particular one apparently doesn't, but it needs to be 512 by 512. Set it 512, 512. Let's put it on 4 just because it's only going to cost us 4. We'll get 4 different options to select from. Battle axes, doesn't matter, I don't think. Oh yeah, see, instance prompt axe. With a wooden, maybe we do wooden axe handle and see if that it makes sense, huh? And let's see what happens. We'll get 4 of them, like I said, and pick and choose and see if any of these are what you're looking for. Now, granted, they're not going to be on that. Well, they might be on that table, but we're not going to have the. Yeah, see, they're all axes. And that one's not even a good one. The rest of them aren't too bad, though. I wouldn't want to be the guy handling this one or that one. You poke yourself when you swing it. All right, well, maybe not the axes. There's armors, magic items, amulets, shields, magic items. Weapons, shields, boots, books, very versatile, 512 by 512. Cool, let's try this one. A metal scythe blade with a wooden axe handle. Let's just drop the table for now. An item. See, it says we highly recommend incorporating the instance prompt, which is that an item, within the prompt for better stylistic consistency with the data set. What that means is this particular model, this model was fine-tuned at the resolution of 512 by 512, and he would always, or she would always, use an item in the set. And that's basically what they're saying is you want to use that in the prompt in some way. So let's see. An item known as a metal scythe blade with a wooden axe handle. And let's see if that works. Again, we'll get four options to choose from. No. Not at all. That looks kind of kukri style though. But none of them are anything like what we're looking for. An item, a metal scythe blade. Let's just do a metal scythe and see what it says. Oh, it might be because I had axe handle in there. It was thinking it was going to use an axe. No, we're still getting we're getting some pretty cool images, but not what we're looking for. We're getting more and more cartoony, huh? That's very very WoW art. A World of Warcraft feel to it. So is that. Yeah, I don't. maybe Leo doesn't really know what a scythe is. No. We got some curvature here, but again, it's very World of Warcraft staff-like. So, no. Sorry, bud. I'm having the same problem that you are. I would have figured it would have done something in the items thing. Maybe in Dream Shaper. We'll do version 5 and version 6. I don't have version 6 up here yet. Where are you? Version 6. That's very scythe-like. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like it hasn't gone through the dictionary very well. There's one there, but I don't like the I don't really like the imagery very well. Huh. Let's see. A scythe on a silver table overlooking a majestic mountain range coated in mist. Everything but the scythe. Oh man. It's probably the closest we get with some kind of metallic blade-like instrument here, but that was 5. Let's do 5 now that we got the axe and all that out. There it is. So funny. I mean, and scythe is the first word, right? I mean, usually that's how it goes. I mean, we've got some kind of stuff going on, but boy, it just does not like that word, does it? I wonder if we change it. Let's see, a wheat harvester. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Watch it draw this big old... Yeah. No. Let's put that in the next RPG. Yeah, it doesn't really understand what scythe is. That's all right though. Like I said in that last video I did, Leo does fantastic in some areas, and in others it just doesn't. It just seems to get lost. Yeah, this is probably gonna do the same. Big old John Deere. Yeah. Huh. A manual? No. Wheat harvesting. Whoa, what's going on here? A wheat harvesting tool. On a table. Overlooking a majestic mountain range coated in mist. You level it up, add spikes to it. We're getting closer. I mean, we've got wheat. That's kind of a cool image there. If it had the, I don't know what's going on with the tools here, but I'm guessing that's supposed to be a knife, fork. It does have image to image right down here where you just upload or drag and drop. I've kind of had success with it. There was a competition challenge, whatever you want to call it, on the Discord, on Leonardo's Discord yesterday, and the creator of the challenge, it's a theme challenge, wanted everybody to do pirates. Today's challenge is a pirate theme, right? I didn't want to do just a standard pirate. So what I did was I went out and I found a picture of Barry Bonds in a pirate's uniform, as a pirate, with a bat in his hand. And Barry, you know, I don't know if you know Pittsburgh Pirates or baseball team, right? So I found an image like this. I saved it, put it on the desktop. Let's just call it Barry. And then I went into Leo and I kind of adjusted that image. So you can change, you can add any prompt or anything you want here, however you'd like. I just tend to leave it blank, like I do with the Photoshop thing, and just let Leo kind of do its thing. It will somewhat cartoonize it, I suppose. Well, I'll show you. I guess you have to put something in there. The image to prompt costs a little more. I don't remember what it is. I don't know, 5 tokens. Just because I put Leo in there, it apparently wanted to do cats. And I'm in Dream Shaper as well. Let's put that back to diffusion. Do Leo style. This needs to be something, so you can just say, you know, cartoon. So we're doing it at five tokens. For whatever reason, it's giving me 2 images a piece or each time. Now that's a little creepy. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. But the one I created, it ended up okay. It just kind of cartoonized him a bit. Made the bat okay. I mean, you can go in and use your negative prompts as much as possible, like abnormal face, extra appendages, like extra limbs, ugly, you know, that kind of stuff, and then run it again, and that fixes a few things. Those things are just disgusting. I mean, these legs are just crazy. Anyway, some people thought it was pretty funny, you know, coming back with a pirate dude wearing a pirate outfit. So that one looks a little better. That one not so much. Got an alien coming out of his chest, but you get the point. So yeah, you can play around with that all you want. It does cost a little more, like I said. And when you're on the free thing, it's 3 tokens to do 1 image. If you do 2, it drops it down to 5 tokens. So it gives you 1 credit for doing it. I don't really use those very much. Like I said, it's just if I need a specific thing, maybe there's a random hand floating in the air. If I need a specific thing and I can find that image, then I guess that would work. But I'm more in creating the originals than I am in messing with these things. And I guess you have more control over them as well here using Stable Diffusion 1.5. But yeah, I just don't mess with it much. Anyway, that was a good time. We spent a good, I guess, 45 minutes or so after having some technical difficulty trying to get online this morning. But I think we'll call it there. We didn't really talk about much other than trying to figure out why Leo can't discover what a scythe is. Maybe if you use image to image and you find a scythe, it could do it that way. You may have to use the creative fill or generative fill on Photoshop to fix some things, but I don't see why it couldn't be done. Anyway, I appreciate you joining me today, and we'll see you next Saturday. Look forward to this week's. Let me see what this week's are. I have yet to complete them. I'm doing Ishmael. You're getting the Metamorphosis by Frank Kafka. That one comes out on Monday. The 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, Rocket Ship Galileo by Robert Heinlein, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, J.K. Rowling, and Animal Farm by Orwell. So look for those next week, Monday through Friday. And you guys have a fantastic weekend. And take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.